wait for it to load. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to Talking Blues. Welcome back to another live stream. We hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're here again with Chris. Say hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
But yeah, before we get into this stream, guys, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload. Share this video out as much as possible, guys. It really does help us out. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Icy Blitz Gleam Hunter 32 says hi. Welcome to the stream, Icy Blitz Gleam Hunter 2. Nice to have you on the stream. Thank you for joining us today. This is your UEFA Champions League weekly roundup. We're starting this late, and we thought we'd like to get this more.
Yeah.
So when the Champions League starts, goes up again next week, we'll do it again. And then when the Champions League starts back up in, I think it's February next year, we'll do it again and we'll continue it, and it'll be a continual series. But so basically, we're just going to talk through the results of the Champions League, give our thoughts, give our our overall ideas of what we've seen over the last game of the last match days, and yeah, basically all I've got to say is just before we get into that, we need to comment on the performance from the Chelsea ladies today. Absolutely superb from start to finish. Dad, I'm going to let you take the lead on this because I'm going to share this stream out. Okay. So you take the lead.
Yeah. So the ladies played tonight. In the UCL, and they were fantastic. Right from the set off, kick off, I should say. Yeah, they were absolutely amazing. Their football was second to none. Absolutely world class. We had was it 3 or 4 goals from Sam Kerr?
I think it was 4 goals.
4 goals. Well, yeah, 4 goals from Sam Kerr. Oh, it's a world class player she is. She's sort of the jewel in the crown for Chelsea, is to say.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah, but all girls played exceptional football. Their skills, their tactics, their synchronicity. It was all there, and that's all I can say is congratulations, girls, and you've played your hearts out. You have an amazing manager in Emma Hayes, and keep playing like this, and we'll win every bit of silverware, whether it's the English League or the Champions League, even the world, throughout the world, we will win. Yeah, but I do say we're proud of you. Pride of London, up the Chelsea. Yeah, fantastic girls.
Yeah, thanks for that, Dad. Chris, have you got anything to mention about the women's team?
Yeah, just to simply say that I'm absolutely proud of the Chelsea ladies. I think that every time they play, they put their all into the game. Massive. I've got a lot of respect for Emma Hayes. I know she's not there at the moment. Obviously, she's recovering, but I've got so much respect for Emma Hayes and the job that she's done for the Chelsea ladies. Women's football is on the up. I'll be honest, I don't watch it as much as I probably should do, but when I do watch it, I am still baffled and just amazed. Not baffled in a bad way, baffled in a good way, just the quality that some of these players possess. And I mean, some of them could do a job in the men's team, with the way that we seem to be finishing. But look, the women's team, I'm absolutely proud of them. As your dad just said there, Ben, dominating on all fronts in the England, the Ladies Premier League, the Champions League. If we keep it up, keep performing. I mean, 8-0. I don't care what level it's at. If you win 8-0, you've got to be doing something right. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of the Chelsea ladies.
Thanks for that, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
But yeah, guys, can we get your thoughts in on the Chelsea ladies tonight, the performance? We'd love to hear your thoughts. We're also going to get involved talking about Champions League, all results coming up, on all the results of the last 2 days. And let us know your thoughts on those guys as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video out, turn notification bell icon on to notify when we upload. It's really important that we get to the point now where we start to build something in this channel and we start to develop and grow as a community. And I think that we're starting to build this community. With Chris coming on the stream, guys. If any one of you are interested in coming on a stream and chatting to us, please get in touch. Please get in touch with us, and we'll speak to you, and we'll see what we can do to get you on stream. We'd love to get you on stream.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, honestly, I'm just so super proud of the whole team tonight. You've been phenomenal. And honestly, we've got another announcement, and we want to try and implement it now from the Brighton game on Saturday. So I've been doing a bit of discussing with my dad, and I think it's time that we introduce something that we've wanted to. We're going to be doing post-match call-ins. We're going to be doing post-match call-ins on Saturday. Starting this Saturday, it will be 5 o'clock, straight after about half an hour after the game, straight onto here. StreamYard, you'll come in, chat to us. You don't have to show your faces. Chris is not, it's up to you. But come in, tell us how you feel about the game. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to have a conversation with you about it. We've got lots of questions we'd like to ask you, Chelsea fans. And let's enjoy, building a community of Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
So let's get into the UEFA Champions League weekly roundup. So starting off, obviously, with our result. Salzburg 1, Chelsea 2. We talked about this briefly yesterday. And we want to get to know your thoughts. And we want to, talk about this in a bit more detail. So, Dad, I'm going to hand the lead over to you for this one. Obviously, we know Kovacic and Hakai have scored two great goals. But I just want you to talk us through your thoughts on the match. Then you can hand over to Chris and then hand back to me.
Yeah. First half, it was a little bit of swings and roundabouts, but I did find, during the second part of the first, we did pick up the pace, coming into the second half, Chelsea were dominating the game, with possession. And overall it was a great game. Like I say, this Salzburg team were no mugs. We had to be on our guard there, because they are quite a dangerous team, well formed and everything else. But I do believe, that we won out the game there, 2-1. Chelsea's done me proud. I think we could go on to win the Champions League. Some people will say, come on, wake up, you're in a dream. Yeah. But I do believe we could go on to win the Champions League and, bring a third league title home to London. And I just think, they must go in with positive mindset. Play that game, fast pace. No pussyfooting around, and no hesitation, like last night. There were so, many open goals there to be scored, and we could have been 3 or 4-0 up. But that's all I can keep reiterating is that don't hesitate, and use that firepower as well. It's sort of like imminent that we do these things to, win our games, because we've had, against Man United, we should have won that game. But we were so slow on the initial start out, but I just like to see, this team playing like they have done throughout the last few games, in both in the Premier League and in the Champions League. And, let's go on and win.
Yep. So, Chris, we'll hand over to you now to give your thoughts on the game as a whole. And, over to you, mate.
I think I analysed it all kind of yesterday, but in a quick summary, for 75 minutes of the game, I thought we were very dominant. I don't think anyone could argue that. Salzburg came out strong, but that was to be expected. You know, they were on a 40-game unbeaten run, and you know, we kind of knew. We kind of knew what we were expecting from them. We're going to make it awkward. They're going to be narrow. They're going to be compact, and you know they were going to give a go as well. I mean, they are a very pacey side. You know, Sesko, for example, you know, up top, I think he's going to be one of the players from their team that many clubs will be looking at in the summer window, or even January window, if there's a club that wants a striker. But for me, yeah, dominant 75 minutes. It was kind of frustrating to obviously concede the goal. And go 1-1, because then we were thinking to ourselves, is this going to be another Brentford situation where it's just going to be just a just not a boring, but just a dull, a dull draw. Because at the end of the day, we drew 0-0 against Brentford, 1-1 against Man United, so it was looking to be a third draw in a row. We didn't want that. We wanted to get back in the winning track, and obviously we did that. Kovacic screamer, Kai Havertz screamer. It was important that he kind of put it right and eventually score. But as Mark said as well, it's getting a bit frustrating now. It's not just this season; we've seen it time and time again. Lacklustre in front of goal. We need to start putting these chances away. I'm not saying score every chance, because that's unrealistic, but just score. If you've got 9 chances, at least score 4 of them. And that's what a big club does. That's what a club with players with the right mentality do. And that's what I mean. If we get a killer in front of goal, if we had a Haaland, boy, this guy would be having a field day, in front of goal, the amount of chances we had yesterday. But overall, dominant performance from us. And yeah, I agree with Mark as well. We can win the Champions League. I don't see why not. We know we're not probably the favourites. We're probably a top 3 pick to win the Champions League. But when we've won the competition twice before, it was unexpected, i.e. 2012, i.e. 2021 under Tuchel. So I don't see why it can't happen. And it definitely can. In a cup competition, any team can win it. So let's see. Well, I mean, I say any team, most teams can't win it. But, as I say, touches back on the point we spoke about last night as well. Football is just full of surprises left, right, centre. And, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Cheers,
That's
Chris.
Brilliant. Cheers, Chris.
But, my thoughts are... we really looked...
Get a drink of water, Ben. Come on.
Basically, we played really well. We worked our socks off. We looked really good. And, I think it's important that we realise that we could have scored more. We could have scored a hell of a lot more goals than we did. And that comes down to, again, poor finishing. That's not to say that we didn't play well, because we did. We played extremely well. We were extremely confident on and off the ball in our pressing, our intensity, our ball progression was fantastic. We looked good, strong. We looked like we wanted it more than Salzburg. And do you know what? There's no doubt in my mind that we deserve that win. But yeah, obviously, as you said, Chris, we need to get a striker in. We need to get a real, like we got Aubameyang, but how long is Aubameyang going to last?
Yeah,
how
it's a short-term solution.
It's a short-term solution to a long-term problem, and we need a long-term solution to the long-term problem right now, like at this point in time. And whether that be an Mbappe, maybe, I don't know, trying someone like for Kane, like as you said yesterday. There's other options out there too. There's players, outside of Europe that we could even go for. That Endrick is that 16-year-old kid from Brazil. He looks wonderful, and I think he'll be a real talent. Palmeiras, I'd ask him for around 60 million euros or $60 million for him, something silly like that. But he's 16 years of age. He's playing in the first team for the men, in the first team with Palmeiras in a difficult Brazilian league with a lot of talent. And do you know what? I think give him the time, give him patience. I think he'll be good enough, but we need to wait and see. But maybe we have to look at the long-term option as someone like, we've got someone in the squad already who could be the long-term option, Armando Broja. Without a doubt, he is a star. But he needs to be given time, and we need a manager who's going to be patient with him. Understand that it is going to be hard to come to become Chelsea's number 9. You need to be special. You need to be out of this world sort of striker. You need to be able to know that in that split second, what you're going to do with that ball, bang, in the back of the net sort of thing. But at this point in time, we don't have that. Brozier is going to take time. And I think give him time, and I think he'll flourish. But we'll wait and see. I don't know what your thoughts on that are on Brozier, Dad. I'd love to hear them, though. And also, Chris, I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. So take it away, Dad, you first.
Yeah, I think Brozier is an exceptional player. He's, time served at Southampton, where he went on loan. He scored a few goals there. I think about 4 or 5 goals, was it, and throughout the season. I think, he really needs that play time, to progress even further. I do believe. But when you said, about the time and the right manager, we've got the right manager at the moment as far as, patience and subtlety, in Graham Potter. And I think, as long as Potter's there, I think Brozier, will come on in leaps and bounds. We're looking at a rising star of the future here. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. So what about you, Chris? What do you think about Brozier? Do you think he could be the long-term solution, or do you think there's someone else in mind that you have?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of giving him time, of course, I think you need to do that. You can't just throw him in the deep end and expect him to start scoring 30 goals a season. However, I don't think we can just rely solely on him. I believe we need to get someone else in. Once Aubameyang's contract runs out, we need to start looking at that world-class striker. I mean, end of the day, I think I said it yesterday as well. We've not had a proper finisher since Giroud. And then before Giroud, it was Costa and Drogba. So technically, we've not had a world-class striker since Drogba, if we're being realistic. Yeah. Look, Costa was great. He's a Chelsea legend, but he wasn't world-class. He done the job. Drogba was world-class when he came from Marseille. There's a reason. I mean, I'm not saying that, he was better than this current player, but there's a reason why Mourinho picked Drogba over Ronaldinho. And there's a reason why he said to Roman Abramovich, go for Drogba. What was it he said? Pay, and don't say no more, or whatever it is. So we need that calibre back. We need that focal point in the attack. I mean, people are going to say Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham's doing well in Roma, and that's great. Tammy Abraham's not coming back to Chelsea, and that's the way it is. That ship sailed. They had the opportunity. Unfortunately, it's another story of a player being told to do one when realistically they probably could have done a job, i.e. Tomori. I mean, I said a lot about him yesterday as well. But we need that focal point. We need that world-class striker again. We need that player, that striker that's going to be playing week in, week out, be rested for the League Cup games. And that's when the likes of Brozier comes in. And that's why we're talking about quality of squad depth. We need to start being... we need to start replacing quality with quality. We need to start replacing the likes of Reece James, for example, will play. Of course, he's got that position locked down. When we take a Reece James off, we need to have a like-for-like replacement coming off and coming on. It's the same with Brozier. When Aubameyang's coming off, Brozier's coming on, and Brozier's just not ready yet. So in the future, what I'm thinking is we have a world-class striker there, and he's coming off, and a Brozier that is being given more time, a Brozier that's more matured in that position, and he's coming on. So 100%, Brozier does need to be given time, Ben, but at the same time, we need to have a striker that is world class. And there's world class strikers out there. There's one tonight that will be frustrated with Tottenham's result and Harry Kane. So go for it. It's easily done.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that, Chris. So moving on into the second game of Group E. Dynamo Zagreb 0, Milan 4. We just quickly talk about this one because we talked about this one yesterday. We talked about most of these, so we'll just quickly run through them. Dynamo Zagreb 0, Milan 4. I mean, what can you say? They helped us qualify. That was great. It was really positive. But I don't think Milan are the team that everyone say they are. I don't think there's any real threat from Milan. I believe there's a lot of potential in the squad, but it's just having a manager who knows how to use it and be able to get players in to come around to build around the team. Build around the world class players he's already got. Obviously, I'm saying this now, and we all know it's going to happen in the summer. But as soon as the summer comes around or January comes around, Leal gone. He's going to another club, whether it be Chelsea or not. But yeah, Zagreb 0, Milan 4. It was expected. But yeah. Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I said it all yesterday. Milan needed to bounce back. I think if you were looking at the group at the start, I mean, I know people are going to say as well that we had the tough start against Zagreb. Sure, we got beat 1-0, but that was a different time. Obviously, we've now got Potter in charge. If you're looking at the group when the group got put together, you're kind of saying Chelsea first, Milan second, and that's the way it's looking. You're probably looking at Salzburg finishing in the Europa League positions. Let's just go in the last Champions League game and smash Zagreb. Let's go better. Let's smash them 8-0 this time and just say you beat us 1-0. You got a lucky win. We're going to smash it 8-0 this time. That's the way it is. But yeah, Milan had to bounce back then.
Yeah. Cheers, Chris. What about you, Dad? Like Milan 4, Zagreb 0.
Yeah, it's like Chris said, there's Zagreb, they caught us out in, our leg with them and beat us 1-0. That was the opening game, wasn't it, of the Champions League? And, Milan, they are a good team. Yeah, they always have been, one of those, above mediocre teams, top of Italy. League, Italia League. But yeah, I think they did do a job a bit on Dynamo Zagreb there, and Milan are a good team. Yep. So
so that's Milan talked about. I don't know. We talk about Leipzig 3. Leipzig 3, Real Madrid 2. Obviously, we talked about these results yesterday. I just want a brief breakdown and, some of your thoughts again, guys. But yeah, Chris, we'll start with you with this one. Leipzig 3, Real Madrid 2. Obviously, talk about it briefly and just break it down. And then we'll move on to each other, to everyone else's thoughts, and then, we'll give everyone a chance to speak.
Yeah, so briefly, I mean, we spoke about this game yesterday. The game, look, as I say, Real Madrid's head is already in the next stage of the game. I wasn't really expecting Leipzig to win. I think they've been pretty poor this season. They've sacked their manager Tedesco. They brought in Marco Rose, and they've been bang average, in terms of Leipzig. And Kunku in the game was fantastic. I think he's a player wearing a Chelsea shirt without actually wearing a Chelsea shirt, if that makes any sense. I think he's going to be one of the ones that comes in with Rafael Leao, and another Leipzig player scored as well called Guardiola. I think Guardiola will be, Thiago Silva's replacement, to be honest. So, the game, it was okay. I mean, as I say, Real Madrid have got bigger fish to fry. I think they're just focused on the next round. And it just backs up what your dad said yesterday. There's no such easy game in football, which there isn't.
No, there never is. No,
exactly.
It's never a case of two games are the same as well. You see that. Sort of you win your first leg, or whether you play, Man United one week and you play Liverpool the following week, and you're never going to play the same game.
No, exactly that. Dad, you're obviously you've given your thoughts on Leipzig, haven't you?
Again, German team, beating the champions Real Madrid. There is talk, as Chris was saying. I did read it today about Nkunku. Possibly being in a Chelsea shirt very soon. He wants to leave, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. It looks like it's going to be a summer deal for that one. But
But a good score for Leipzig, 3-2.
Yeah, I
they've
mean,
done the job on them
to beat champions. That's good. That's a big feat as anything. My thoughts on Leipzig 3, Real Madrid 2. Obviously not surprised, but not like expecting it either. If you get what I mean, I think obviously Leipzig are a decent team. They have a decent squad. They have the likes of Nkunku, Gvardiol. They have all these fantastic players. They have Werner, Szoboszlai, all these different players, and they have so many fantastic players. But what I think is important to realize is that Real Madrid didn't have their best squad out yesterday. They didn't have all the fantastic players like Benzema. They had Vinny Jr. out there, but it was just sort of hit and miss for Real Madrid. I think they're just focusing on the league. But yeah, that's my thoughts. And then we'll move on to Sevilla 0, Sevilla 3, Copenhagen 0. Quickly, just to break down, it is what it is. They won 3-0. They deserve to win as well. I think they've lost Lopetegui, and that's sad. But they're going to get another manager in. I think they got another manager in already. I don't know, but they won fairly. And yeah, got Chris. Sevilla 3, Copenhagen 0.
Yeah, they brought in Jorge Sampaoli, who was at Marseille. If a lot of people remember him when he managed Argentina in the 2018 World Cup in Russia. They sacked Lopetegui. They're going through one of those bits where it's like Europa League. As I say, they're not one of those clubs that will push it far in the Champions League, but they're one of those clubs that will push it far in the Europa League. It's just one of them things. I mean, Emery, Emery had a track record with him, winning 3 Europa Leagues back to back. So, it's just one of those things where they'll push on and they'll make up the numbers in the Europa League. It was kind of an unexpected result. Isco scored. That was the last time I've seen it. Isco, for me, I like Isco. I think he's a quality player. I would have took him at Chelsea, to be honest. I think he's a good squad player. He would have been a good first team player, but I think, as I say, it's the same situation with Ronaldo. It's 2022, it's not 2012. But Isco would be a good squad player. But yeah, Sevilla, it's one of those ones they were expected to beat Copenhagen.
Yeah, and then moving on into Celtic 1, Shakhtar the next one, Dad. I mean, obviously, Shakhtar, I think, going into the Europa League. Am I correct, Chris?
Probably. Well, I mean, who's in the? What's the group? What's the group saying?
Group F was Leipzig, Madrid, Celtic, and Shakhtar.
Yeah. So So first Madrid, second is looking at RB Leipzig, third Shakhtar. Obviously, bottom of the group would be Celtic.
Yeah. So Celtic won, Shakhtar the next one. Celtic out of the Champions League completely.
Can I just simply say a bit on this, right? Because I am sick and tired, and I mean, I know I'm Scottish, right? I am sick and tired of Scottish teams be given a pass, right? Celtic and Rangers are absolutely bang average, and let's not sugarcoat it, right? They're there out of, obviously, Celtic and Rangers are the only 2 teams in the Scottish League that's going to win it. That's great, and obviously now. It used to be first automatically qualifies, and then you've got the second. No, sorry, first had to go through qualifiers, and second, whatever, I think had to go through qualifiers or whatever. But now I think they're getting automatic Champions League positions in the group. Sorry. First goes straight through into the Champions League, and the second has to go through qualifiers, which Rangers had to do. That's great. They beat PSV to qualify for the group. But that's not me slating the clubs. At the end of the day, Scottish League does not have any funding. They're bang average, and Celtic are bang average in the thing. They're living off winning the Champions League, should I say the European Cup, donkeys ago. And Rangers, they done well in the Europa League, but as I say, it's the Europa League. It's a bang average competition. Chelsea's been in it twice and won it twice. So for me, I just think Scottish teams, they need to start stepping up their level and these competitions. We've seen it time and time again. It's quite frustrating because me being Scottish, all you kind of hear is, Scottish teams are, this and that. I'm not going to swear on the channel for obviously respectful reasons, but you obviously hear it. They're obviously being told they're not good enough, which is true. But at the same time, give a bit of fight. Yeah. Ange Postecoglou is a good manager for Celtic. Giovanni van Bronckhorst won the Eredivisie with Feyenoord. So these are managers that can do a job, and I'm pretty sure they can set a team up better. Then I mean, Liverpool slapped up Rangers 7-0, and Liverpool are looking bang average in the Premier League. So I don't want to hear any. I don't want to hear any Rangers fans or Celtic fans tell supporters of Premier League clubs that they would win the Premier League because they wouldn't. They would struggle in the Championship. So that just shows a different level between the English clubs, the English divisions, and the Scottish division.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that, Chris.
Yeah.
That was really actually
Good
quite
information,
good.
yeah.
Quite good to come in with that and say clear that up. That's amazing. Thank you. Dortmund 0, Man City 0. What can you say? That was expected. Man City have already won the group, and I think, to be honest, we have to look at that as a real opportunity to say Haaland isn't all that.
Well, he pinched.
Haaland isn't all that.
They pinched the player from Dortmund.
Oh, come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
Okay, I'll say my piece. I'll say my piece, and then you can say your piece, Chris, because I really want to say this because it's important that I get this out there, because I think, he's a great striker. He's a good goal scorer, but he struggled against Liverpool. He struggled against Dortmund. Who else has he hasn't scored against? I think there's a few clubs.
Aston Villa.
Aston Villa. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is he's a good striker, but come on. I mean, surely there's got to be a point where we say this. There's a point where you say, is he really that good?
Yes, he is. He's more than good. He's absolutely phenomenal. Erling Haaland is one of the best players in the world. And look, you've just said there, he struggled against Liverpool. Well, in my eyes, he scored against Liverpool because that goal got wrongfully disallowed. When City apparently Liverpool got a foul or whatever. And that was Anthony Taylor. Don't even get me started on Anthony Taylor because we all know what he's about. Anyway, no, Erling Haaland is all that. Just because he didn't score against Villa, just because he didn't score against Dortmund. I said last night I was expecting more from him against Dortmund, but that doesn't mean he's not what he's made out to be. He is what he's made out to be. This guy is an absolute machine. And you know what? He's going to go down as a striker that scored the most goals. I mean, in Austria with Salzburg, scored so many goals. Dortmund, it's unbelievable. He's scored, right, I think it's something like 100 games he's played or something since he joined Dortmund. I'm not sure. It's something like he's played 100 games for Dortmund or 99 games for Dortmund, and he's scored 102 goals or something like that. The guy is an absolute machine. The guy, he's just wow. I'm running out of words for it, and I'm baffled. Ben would say, "Is he all that?" Of course he is.
I think we have to I think because it's me, right? I've watched all these strikers over the years, and Chris, you're my age. You've watched the Ronaldinhos, you've watched the Neymars, you've watched.
He's better than Neymar.
Ronaldos.
Better than Neymar. I'll tell you something about Neymar. Neymar ruined his career. Neymar took the easy option and joined France when he was at the height of his powers, right? Neymar went to France in a bang average league and is doing his bits in PSG. I don't care. This is why Mbappe needs to move. Yeah, Erling Haaland's done the move. He's done. By the way, he's doing it in the Champions League as well. It's not just the club competitions. He's doing it in the Champions League as well. He's done it for Dortmund. He's done it for Salzburg, and he's doing it for City now. So that's what Mbappe. If Mbappe just wants to stay in PSG, good mate. Enjoy your career. You will never be considered a great in my eyes if you stick in a one-man league and a bang average league. By the way, the French league. Forget Neymar. Ronaldinho, great player, but mate, I'm telling you, there's only, there's one player that I'll compare to in Haaland, and he's the best striker I've ever seen. Not Brazilian Ronaldo, he's probably my top 3. The best striker I've ever seen is Shevchenko.
Yeah.
But obviously, when he came to Chelsea, it never really worked. But yeah,
mate, before he came to Chelsea, he was something else.
Ballon d'Or winner.
Exactly. But surely, did you say that Haaland was the best in the world?
What do you mean?
Did you say just now? Did you say
when Haaland retires, I believe he will go down as the best striker that's ever played football.
Okay, if we're talking about strikers, we got to have a debate about it right at the moment, due to his performances last season. Benzema or Haaland?
Last season,
Yeah.
well, Benzema.
And there
Right,
we
but
have
that's
it.
last season. Let's talk now. Let's
Yeah.
talk now. But I mean, Haaland is. I mean, he's came into the Premier League, the most difficult league in the world, and he's scored. Is it 15 goals in 10 games?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah,
that.
That's what I'm saying. He's came in. He's literally. People said he was struggling, right? People said he was struggling. People had the cheek and the audacity to compare him to Darwin Núñez. Yeah, Darwin Núñez is a bum. Yeah, Erling Haaland is an absolute machine. Is an absolute machine. And when Haaland retires, right? Because he's not going to stay at Man City. Look, the destination Haaland's going to go is Real Madrid. We can all see that happening, right? He's going to go there because City's not going to win the Champions League. Okay, he's going to go there, win a Premier League or two, jump to Real Madrid, win the Champions League. He's not going to win the World Cup because he's Norwegian, but that's it. That's fine. But doesn't just because you don't win the World Cup doesn't mean you can't go down as an absolute unbelievable machine. Erling Haaland, when he retires, and I'll say it again, will go down as the best striker that's ever played football.
Yeah.
Okay. That's changed my mind there just by listening to what you just said.
Yeah.
That's changed my
I'm
mind
very
completely.
influential.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's good. He's real good. He's something else.
No, he's not good. He's not great. He's a machine.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I would have taken him at Chelsea 100%. I'm just salty because we had
the chance. We had the chance. We went for Lukaku.
Yeah, I'm just salty because we ended up with that boring bunch of nonsense.
By the way, Lukaku, I think we could all be eating our words because let's not forget he's going to come back off the loan, and if Potter wants to keep him, let's see what happens.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be back?
Well, it comes down to Inter's financials. We all know that Inter financially are in a bit of a situation. Do you know what? I can't see him coming back. It's one of those weird ones where it was a shootout. It was you know what? It's kind of similar to the Mourinho Pogba situation where it was a shootout. And the thing is, when you're a manager, if it's you versus the dressing room, you're going to get the bullet because you can't just sack 10 players. You're going to have to sack the manager. So I think Lukaku, if he comes back, and if obviously Potter wants him, great. But then again, Lukaku's going to be coming back to a club where they've just acquired the likes of a Rafael Leao. They're going to acquire the likes of an Nkunku.
Yeah.
There's going to be new players like Sterling that's been there for a season. Aubameyang will be there on his last year. So he's going to come back to basically, as if he's on a different planet. The guy's going to come back to a club where there's so many new players. So let's see. I think Lukaku is a good player. Lukaku, for me, if you want goals, Lukaku, is his attitude. His attitude is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
You're playing for Chelsea and he's doing interviews with Sky Italy. That's like Ben. Yeah. That's like Ben working as a, I don't know. That's like Ben working for Coca-Cola, right? And doing interviews for Pepsi. You just don't do these things. So there's things you do and there's things you don't do. And
that's right.
Lukaku could have handled the situation better.
The other one they said who had a bit of an attitude in Chelsea, he's gone now, is Tony Rudiger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That man, I miss him so much.
Oh yeah,
I miss that man. He was something. He was something.
Yeah, I was just saying though, Ben. He had a bit of an attitude in the dressing room.
Oh yeah, he was a bit of an influencer in the dressing room. But moving on, we'll talk about most of these. So let's talk about tonight's games. I mean, Club Brugge 0, Porto 4. Chris, I mean, was that expected? Because Club Brugge have won their group, haven't they?
Yeah, they've won their group. They went through. What surprised me was the way they conceded. If you actually look at the group table, those 4 goals they conceded tonight were the only 4 goals they've conceded in the whole competition so far. Have you got the group table there?
I'm going to get it up now.
They are defensively very, very good. So to concede 4 and the fashion that they did was very, very surprising.
Wow.
So they've only conceded 4, and it was only those 4 tonight. So technically, if they kept a clean sheet, they would have obviously not us conceded any goals. So I was surprised, maybe not that they lost, But the fact they got smashed 4-0, but then again, it's like Real Madrid, the same situation, their heads on the next round. I don't like that though, because Chelsea's head is in the next round. I don't want us to go against Zagreb and get smashed 4-0, but then hear excuses like, oh, well, you know, we're already through. I don't care. I want to smash everybody regardless. So I was surprised at the scoreline, yeah.
I think, to be honest, I was as well.
Tarami scored for Porto, if I'm not mistaken. Tarami, yeah.
Tarami is a very good player as well. He's a very good player. But like Dad, I mean, Club Brugge, they've looked decent. They've looked very decent. That's a worry for me. What could they be dark horses?
At the top of their group, isn't they?
Yeah, and they're not. So, it's not often you see that they're top of their group. Could they be the dark horses? Yeah. What do you think, Chris? Dark horses of the Champions League?
No, I don't think they can win it. But it's one of those things. You always get these teams, don't you, that seem to, have the little bounce, have the little spark. Of course, I wasn't expecting them to be top of the group. Yeah. In all honesty, I expected the team that finished third and Atletico Madrid to be top of the group. Yeah. And they smashed them. They smashed them in both games. So yeah, I'm not going to put them down as dark horses. But I don't see why they can't just do a job, do what they've got to do. But Ben, are we doing predictions on who we think will get in the next round, or are we leaving that for next time?
I think I don't know. Let's leave it till the next.
Okay, I was going to say who I reckon we'll get.
Okay, go on and see who we think we get.
I reckon we'll get.
Let's do it now. Actually,
hey, go on.
You think who? Who do you think?
Inter.
I reckon Inter.
Ooh. I think we're going to get Napoli.
Yeah, possibly.
Actually, but they finished top of their group, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we won't be getting them. We won't be getting
No, they never finished top. Did they finish top? No. There's a point between them. It's a shootout between them and Liverpool in the next group, in the next game. Because Napoli are playing Liverpool in the next game.
Oh, no, there's 12, 13, 14, 13, 14. There's 3 points between them.
Between Liverpool and Napoli, yeah.
And who's playing next? Is it Napoli, Liverpool?
Napoli, Liverpool, yeah.
Oh, that'll be a good game.
Napoli, mate. Napoli blowing everybody out the water. They've scored 20 goals in the group stage so far, no?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, do we have to talk about them as dark horses, possibly?
Yes, highly so, mate. They're smashing everybody out the water. Anyway, just to see who I think... do you want to run through the games and then we'll give our predictions for who we think? Go on.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into...
the next game in that group was... Who was the other group game in that group?
Group... I'm trying to find it now.
So it was Club Brugge, Porto, who else?
Atletico 2, Bayer Leverkusen 2.
Go on, Mark, mate. You go first, Mark.
Go on.
Which one are we talking on now?
Atletico Madrid
Atletico
2.
Madrid,
Bayer
Leverkusen
2.
Not surprised too much that it's a draw there. Two good teams. Spanish team and a German team. Who scored for Atletico and who scored for Leverkusen?
Knocking the mic everywhere.
Wasn't this Kai Havertz's old team?
Yeah, this was Kai Havertz's old team. So Carrasco and De Paul for Atletico Madrid, and Diaby and Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi, yeah, we talked about him earlier, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Callum Hudson, yeah.
Yes, so
good on him. Yeah,
but yeah. So I think for that game, I wasn't expecting anything less than a draw. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything less than a draw from that game. But I do think that if you look at that sort of game, it is 50-50. But Hudson-Odoi has been shining recently for Leverkusen, and I do want to just talk about loan watch for that. It's important that we realise that when Hudson-Odoi does come back, Graham Potter will use him, but he will use him as a right wing back again, just as Tuchel did. And I do think that's where we could get the best out of him. What do you think, Chris?
So, in terms of the result, Atletico Madrid, if I'm not mistaken, got denied a penalty in the last minute, 97th minute, I believe. Xabi Alonso has been recently appointed the new Leverkusen manager. For me, it's one of them ones. Leverkusen are through, are they?
Yeah, check with you now. Okay, let's get.
So it's Bruges, Leverkusen, or Porto. Porto. Bruges and Porto, yeah.
Yep, Leverkusen finished 4th.
Okay, so so it's fourth versus third. So Atletico are not really the best side. They've kind of fallen off recent years. I think Simeone's taken them as far. That, to be honest, when Tuchel got sacked, that was the manager who I wanted. I wanted Simeone. I think he's taken Atletico as kind of far as you can take them. In terms of Hudson-Odoi, I believe we should have took the money when Bayern offered the money for him. For me, in the final third, Hudson-Odoi is just not good. Yes, he's had the injury. Yes, his pace has kind of went off. And you know what? I was kind of looking up for him when he was linking up well with Lukaku, crossing the balls, and Lukaku was getting on the end of it. But then again, his individual quality wasn't what it was. And I mean, I think we should have took the money for him when Bayern offered it. He's doing well on his loan. He's doing great. He'll probably come back off loan, probably, be given an opportunity. But I think we're going to be seeing the same results, Ben and Mark. For me, I don't see a player there that is first team quality for Chelsea. And that may sound harsh, but at the end of the day, I've seen it time and time again with Hudson-Odoi before he went out on loan, where it just wasn't doing it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you think if he hadn't got injured, he would have been a better player?
Well, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, but he wouldn't be as average as he has been. But then again, as I say, I still would have sold him. I never believed the hype over Hudson-Odoi. Never have, never will. He scored a goal tonight. Diaby as well scored a goal for Leverkusen. Still doesn't. What's the word? Doesn't encourage me to say, Chelsea. He could pave his way into Chelsea's team. He doesn't move me. He doesn't excite me. As I say, we should have took the money when Bayern came in from.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, agree with that. So, moving on into Group C, Inter 4, Victoria Plaza 0. My favourite result of today, apart from the Chelsea ladies result, this is my favourite result of today because it sunk Barca. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about this and just laugh because Barcelona were taking players off us left, right, and centre. Rafinha here, Koundé there. Who else did they take off us? They took Marcos Alonso from us. Now,
that's a blessing in disguise.
That was a blessing in disguise, yeah. But Barcelona to take those two players off us, high quality players as well, and to just get sunk like that is ridiculous. But karma, what goes around comes around, I guess. Yeah. But Inter 4, Plaza 0. Lukaku scored, didn't he?
Yeah, I watched the game. Inter were good. Inter were very good. It was a well-deserved win. Pleasing, I think we can all agree when we looked at that team, that was the team that was going to finish bottom. Yeah. For me, Inter were very, very good, and they've been very, very good throughout the group stage. For me, Inter are the biggest club in Italy. And when I look at it, just speaking about the bankrupt FC, aka Barcelona, let's face it, the club's corrupt as they come. The club is rotten to its core, and they're in the position they're in because it's fantastic. They're in the position they're in because they've been given backhanders left, right, centre to UEFA officials over the years, and it was coming bit them in the arse. And I'm loving every second of it. For me, look, they can take Koundé all they want. They can take Rafinha all they want. I do not care because guess what? We're in the Champions League, and those guys are in the Europa League. And you know what? In 2 years' time, when Rafinha and Koundé and the Marcos Alonsos and the Andreas Christensens start looking for a paycheck and they're not giving it because Barcelona can't afford it, that's their own issues. Some of these players must be brain dead to Ousmane Dembele as well. I'm very, very surprised he re-signed a contract with them because, look, you don't need to be a financial expert to realise the situation Barcelona are in. They're selling TV shares left, right, centre because they're trying to keep themselves afloat. But when you're in a sinking ship, there's only one outcome. The ship's going down to rock bottom, and that's where Barcelona will go. Barcelona, and I've said it time and time again, I hate Barcelona, by the way. There's a select few clubs I hate, and they're one of them. Their club will go out of business within the next 2 years. You cannot keep selling your shares. People are going to say, oh, there's talk of Messi coming back. Well, okay, so you're struggling for money. How are you going to afford to pay his wages? How are you going to afford to pay his wages? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. If you're struggling for money, you don't start overspending. You start spending within your means.
Exactly.
So look, at the end of the day, Barcelona can enjoy the Europa League, we'll enjoy the Champions League, and when Koundé and Rafinha start coming and crying to Chelsea to take them back, that ship sailed, mate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just to wrap up on the results from today, Barcelona 0, Bayern 3, and then we'll talk about the Napoli and the Liverpool game to finish off, and then we'll go and talk about Tottenham quickly, and then we'll wrap up because it looks like my dad is about to fall asleep.
No.
But Barcelona 0, Bayern 3.
Hope I'm not putting you to sleep, Mark.
But Barcelona 0, Bayern 3. I'm wetting myself at this. I'm wetting myself because it's just
probably
funny.
Not something you want to say online, Ben.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Yeah.
But Barcelona are just an absolute joke. Let's be clear as we can be. Barcelona are a joke. They're a joke and they do not deserve to be in the Champions League. They're shambolic, they're funny, they're irritating. But I believe that Bayern were going to win anyway, no matter whether Barcelona have Messi still or not, or whether Barcelona are in financial crisis or not. Bayern are a better club, in my opinion. And I just hate Barcelona. I hate Barcelona with an absolute passion. Dad, you hate Barcelona as well, don't you, mate?
Yeah. They used to be a really great renowned club, didn't they, Barcelona? It was always there, but Real Madrid. But Bayern Munich, one of the best teams in the world, no doubt. Far the best in Germany.
Yeah.
I did predict something like they would, 2-0 beat Barcelona. And I just think, they're like like a fading star, Barcelona,
Yeah.
and they're going to be non-existent, as Chris said, in the next 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, let's go. Let's listen to Chris and what he's got his thoughts on Barcelona 0, Bayern 3, and then we'll move on to Group A, and then finally Tottenham's result.
Yeah, short and sweet, fantastic result, fantastic performance from Bayern. Enjoy the Europa League, Barcelona. Enjoy it. Enjoy Bang Grumpsy as well.
Yeah.
Cheers, Chris. And then we'll move on into Ajax 0, Liverpool 3. You watched this game, didn't you, Chris?
No, the only game I watched tonight, lads, was the Inter game. I watched bits of the Ajax game, but it's kind of boring to start off with. Ajax have crumbled. Wasn't that long ago under Ten Hag, where they were in the Champions League semi-finals and they were just that close from reaching the final. Ajax are a historically great club, but I mean,
yes,
it's just disappointing when you see a team like Liverpool who are bang average. They just got beat by Forest 1-0, and then they go and get. It's just disappointing. Liverpool were bang average. I'm sorry, this result doesn't mean anything to me. I still believe when they go in the latter stages of the Champions League, they'll still get battered.
Yeah.
In the league, they're getting battered left, right, centre. So, yeah, the result doesn't mean anything for me. I believe that Napoli will tear them apart already. Napoli's already told them apart. They'll tear them apart in the next game.
Yeah. Exactly. Dad, your thoughts on Ajax 0, Liverpool 3?
Yeah, Ajax, like Chris said, once a very prominent team. Ajax, if I'm right, the Dutch team, aren't they? Yes, and Liverpool beating them. Like you say, Liverpool are a mediocre club. And since they've lost Sanomani, I don't know. They haven't been the same since, have they? Don't see Salah scoring the number of goals that he did, 2 or 3 seasons back. But yeah, is what it is. And, to me, sometimes Liverpool a bit like a fluke.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, from my opinion, Liverpool are bang average. They've always been a bang average team,
Yeah.
right? Despite the song "We Conquered All of Europe, we're never going to stop," bloody, bloody, blah, right? Whatever it is, lol. I don't care. Liverpool are a bang average team. They've always been a bang average team, claiming about European Cups. How long did it take you to win a Premier League? Let's be realistic. You're bin dippers. You're the excuse club. Your manager makes excuses for you. Oh, we could never sign as many players as Forest, so we can't keep up with that. They've signed bang average players. They've signed bang average. That's it. That's what they've done. And you have signed Darwin Núñez, who is a BTEC Andy Carroll, who looks really bad. He looks like Andy Carroll with bad hair. And you know what? I couldn't give an absolute toss about Liverpool. They
Just
Liverpool.
Take a breather.
They just make me. They. Surely you agree with me, Chris? You must hate Liverpool as much as I do.
Yeah, I mean, the 5 clubs I hate are Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, Barcelona, and I hate Fenerbahce and I hate Leeds. Those are the clubs I hate. I mean,
Leeds.
I don't like Leeds at all. Yeah. To be honest, Ben, I don't agree with the when people say bin dippers. I don't agree with that. I think it's a bit, it's the exact same as when they started calling us. You know what I mean? There's some, the certain word, something boys. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't agree with all that in football. Look, I like banter in football. I like to have a bit of fun. But when they start saying that something boys, and then they start saying bin dippers, I don't agree with that. I think we're above all that. I don't like Liverpool. As I say, I hate Liverpool. I think it was hilarious when Gerrard slipped. And they just live in the past. But they went 30 years without a league trophy, a league title. The way they're going, they'll go another 30 years without a league title.
Yeah. Fair play, mate. Fair play. Yeah. So that's all our thoughts. On that. Napoli 3, Rangers 0. Well, we've already talked about Napoli a little bit. Favorites. The quiet ones to watch. The ones to watch, I think, definitely. I don't know how you pronounce his name. That Georgian player, Kadic.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, unbelievable. Osimhen as well.
Osimhen, yeah.
Yeah, Osimhen, and you've got Raspadori as well. You've got
Raspadori.
You've got Anusi in the midfield as well. So they've got a good team, Napoli. Got a decent team.
They got Insigne still. He's still quality.
And Insigne's left, mate. Insigne's left him.
Oh, he's left, is he?
It was Mertens and Insigne left him for the MLS. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The players I remember for Milan back in the day were Cavani, Lavezzi. You had Higuain, Campagnaro, was it? All these fantastic players, Cannavaro. But what I will say about Napoli is they are the ones to watch. Especially with the quality they've got. They've got that little Simeone guy. I think he's Diego Simeone's son, I think.
Giovanni Simeone, yeah.
And he looks good. And that Kalic fella, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but
yeah, Kvaratskhelia or something.
Kvaratskhelia, yeah. He looks like he's going to end up in the Premier League in no time.
Yeah.
Dad, I mean, your thoughts on Napoli 3, Rangers 0? Expected result, I guess, but
it's Napoli, a great team. It does show, as you see, it's indicative of the score. Napoli 3, Rangers 0. Rangers are a good team. Like Chris said earlier, Rangers and Celtic, are more like mediocre. You were saying, weren't you, Chris? Than
it's just
anything that's.
Yeah, we don't expect them to obviously do much, but at the same time, do something. I'm talking about like the Rangers result against Liverpool when Liverpool beat them 7-0. Like, Liverpool are bang average in the Premier League, but yet they're turning over Rangers, who just won the Scottish League 2 seasons ago. 7-0. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, But the result of that, Napoli 3, Rangers, like I say, is indicative of the team they're playing, and it's good, to see the Scottish teams in,
But do something.
Yeah, but do something.
Like, actually try. Maybe you've got...
Did you say cry or try?
Try. Like,
try.
Let's be real, right? Chris, I don't know how much you agree with this or not, but Tavernier, he's decent. He's a decent player. And I think...
With James Tavernier.
He should be in the Premier League.
Well, yeah, but he's not going to play for a top team, is he?
No, he's going to play for a Newcastle.
Southampton.
Southampton. A Wolves. Something like that. A Palace. Anything like that. He's decent enough for the Premier League. But Rangers and Celtic need to actually, I don't know, try a bit. I don't know. Because it just looks poor. It looks poor on Scotland.
Yep. Well, so does Nicola Sturgeon, but less said about that, the better.
Nicola Sturgeon,
But yeah, Chris, your thoughts on Napoli 3, Rangers 0?
Yeah, expected result. Napoli are blowing everyone away. Of course, I don't expect them to do that every game, but they are certainly a team that you definitely cannot take lightly. If I'm not mistaken, they're first in Serie A as well. So, they're doing well in the league and they're doing well in the Champions League. They're going to finish first. As I say, they've already scored 20 goals. They're going to score more. I can see them putting Liverpool away as well. So, yeah, they are. I'm not going to say they're winning it. I'm not going to say they're going to win it, but they can definitely reach the semis if they keep up the quality. But then again, it's going to be one of those stories where next season teams are going to start looking at Osimhen. People are going to start looking at that Georgian lad. People are going to look at Raspadori. People are going to look at Anguissa. Anguissa, I believe, played at Fulham. Fulham let him go.
He did.
So, people, clubs will come in for him.
Exactly. And then we'll move on to the final game that I want to talk about. Tottenham versus Sporting Lisbon. Tottenham 1, Sporting Lisbon 1. Chris, we'll start with you.
Have you got the group table there? The table.
I can get it.
So.
Okay, so Tottenham first on 8 points, Sporting Lisbon on 7 points, Frankfurt on 7 points. So it's still a fight for second and third. Pardon?
Where's Marseille?
Bottom on 6.
Yeah.
See what I mean, right? So if you actually look at the points there, Marseille win, they could go top. If Frankfurt win or draw, they can go top. So that group there, you can't even pick who's going to go through in that group because Tottenham can easily drop down to third and play Europa League football. Which, look, us Chelsea fans know Antonio Conte inside and out. By the way, Antonio Conte still loves Chelsea. I don't care what anyone says. The guy loves Chelsea. You can see it every time he mentions Chelsea, he loves the club. Antonio Conte is a shocking cup manager. He's a fantastic league manager. He's a shocking cup manager. He never wins cup competitions. The only time he's won a cup competition was Chelsea, and it was the FA Cup when we beat Man United, when Mourinho was the Man United manager. So he's a bang average cup manager. I don't care what anyone. That's his biggest weakness. He just cannot do it in cup. If you could, okay, so Emery, for example, right? Fantastic cup manager, shocking league manager. Conte, fantastic league manager, shocking cup manager. And I think that's the two contrasts between managers. If you could build a perfect manager, it would be a mixture of Conte and Emery because both are fantastic in their own right. Tottenham are bang average, and they were never going to do anything in the Champions League anyway. As I say, Conte can't do it. Kane was offside tonight. I don't know if you guys have seen the decision. Tottenham fans are up in arms, whatever. I mean, they scored an offside goal, and then they were jumping about celebrating the World Cup as if they're planning parades. This is what I'm talking about. Arsenal and Spurs, bang average, planning parades for bang average stuff. The goal got rightfully disallowed, and they ended up with a draw. As I say, that group table can go either way. Marseille, that's bottom on 6 points, can easily finish top. Frankfurt can easily finish top. And Sporting Lisbon can easily finish top.
I mean, are we all in agreement that Spurs are going to do a Spursy and finish third?
Of course, well, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So that would be the most Spursy thing to do ever.
Well, it's Spurs. What do you expect?
Exactly.
They could finish bottom.
Yeah.
Bloody yids.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is all the results that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll move on to the final subject, and then we'll end the stream there. So between us all, we've got to come up now with who we think we are going to get next in the Champions League. So Chris, we'll start with my dad, and then we'll go to you, and then we'll go to me.
No problem, mate. No problem.
So, Dad, do you want to go first? Who do you think we're going to get next in the Champions League? What do you think your thoughts are going to be about that?
I don't know. Could it be Napoli?
Could be. Could very well
Yeah,
be. Depending on the results.
Yeah.
It could be Napoli. So would you want Napoli?
Yeah, well, a very hard team to beat. We have beaten before.
Yes, we have.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would, like I said, there's no easy game, and sometimes when we said, that game will be easy, like, time and again when we played, like I had an example the other day. What was it? Bradford City went in there, and it was sort of like, let's be conceited. We got 2 goals up on them, and then they come back and banged us. What was it, 4 or 5? 5 goals. Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. So you think Napoli? Yeah.
So yeah, I think Napoli.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chris, what about you? Who do you think we're going to get next?
I think it's a mix-up. I think it's either between Inter or Leipzig, to be honest.
Yeah.
The Lukaku derby, or it could be the Nkunku derby. Who knows? For me, yeah, I reckon if I'd had to put my mortgage down on one, it would probably be Inter. As I say, football is mad the way it works. I don't know if Lukaku will be eligible to play. I don't know if there's a clause in that contract where if we come up against him, he can play. I don't know. But if he does play, best of luck, because he's going to get booed and he's going to get hostile chants thrown at him. Yeah, I reckon it'll be Inter we draw, and that's that. But obviously, I mean, you're closing the stream there. I just want to say to everybody that's listened, everybody's going to watch the video, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. It's the Talking Blues. It's a genuine football channel. It's a channel where you can come talk about anything you want. I mean, tonight we were talking about gherkins, and it's a football stream, so it just shows you how mad it is sometimes, how it works. But talk about anything, whatever you come in the stream, there's something on your mind, whether it's football, politics, fashion, relationship advice, whatever advice, come in and talk about it. It's the Talking Blues. It's a channel there, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And when the channel does reach 1,000 subs, Benny's going to do a giveaway. I think what was he said? You're going to give away something from the Chelsea store or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to give away a kit with it. I'm going to give it. So once you hit 1,000 subscribers, guys, I'm going to give away a kit of your
choosing. A selfie that is signed by Ben himself and Marco Polo.
But I'm going to give away a Chelsea kit at 1,000 subscribers from the Mega Store with any name you choose to have on the back of it. So make sure you get involved and subscribe and get involved in that. My team, I think we're going to get, me being honest, I do think we're going to get someone like, I think we're going to get a Benfica. I think we're going to get a Benfica based on the fact that it is this very Chelsea thing to do, is get like a team like that just to get through the round of 16, then go to the quarterfinals and get battered by whoever. But if we can get Benfica and we go through, and we go and we try and we get someone like that, someone like a Madrid or a City or someone like that, I don't mind, as long as we try our best and we put all our effort into it. But that's my prediction.
We could win it,
exactly.
You never know.
Exactly.
You never know.
But
it's football for you.
Chris, any final thoughts? Okay, we'll predict our winners of the Champions League now. Chris, we'll start with you for Champions League prediction winner.
Are you seriously asking me that question? Chelsea Football Club?
Hey,
Yeah.
good call. Dad, who do you think?
Yeah, Chelsea. I honestly think they can win it. You know. It's there
Okay.
for the
Here we
taking.
go. Here we go with Ben's. But he's going to put a down. He's going to put a downer on things here, isn't he?
Yeah, come
Drum
on.
roll, drum roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my prediction will be Chelsea.
Hey.
Good man.
Gotta be, isn't it? You know,
It's got to be. It's got to be
our
our team. It's got to be our boys in blue.
It's like when Ben said tonight, you know, about what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the Bayern Munich Barcelona game, or we're gonna, you know, I forgot Chelsea ladies are playing tonight. I said you must do Chelsea's. You know, we're dedicated to football, but our, you know, we're talking blues.
Yeah, the team's
and,
Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, and you know, we've got to cheer our girls on. You know, and,
Yeah.
you know,
And I mean, you couldn't have picked a much better scoreline to obviously watch as well.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we're going to end the stream here now. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming on again. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you again. You know, it's been I really appreciate you coming on and supporting the channel.
Anytime, lads. Anytime. As I say to everyone that's watching this now, watch it in the future. Watching it, you know, after the stream just ends. Like, share, subscribe, share. You know, join the journey with the Talking Blues. As I say, genuine channel. And, you know, as I say, come to the channel, talk about whatever. Talk about, I don't know, scrambled eggs if you want. Yeah, we can talk about it. So when you go.
Well, we had the conversation about gherkins, so, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean?
And a piece of advice for you out there, get the Tories out.
100, we get vote Labour. Vote Labour.
Vote Labour.
Vote Labour. But yeah, guys, we're going to end the stream
Keep
here.
the red flag flying
I hope you've all enjoyed the stream. If you have, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell icon on to be notified when we upload. Share this video out as much as possible, guys. Share the stream out, share the channel. You know, jump in, join us. We'd love to hear from you. And guys, we're going to stream here. But until next time, take care, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys. And, you know, a big thank you to Chris for coming on tonight.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, you've been a star yet again. And, Chris, you know, we've got to build our momentum and, you know, get these...
Up the Chelsea and vote Labour.
Up the Chelsea.
Chelsea and Labour.
Up vote Labour. Ta, Chris. Take care, guys. Thank you.
You take care. All right. Ta, Chris.